Welcome to Fred Achando Analysis, ladies and gentlemen. 20th of March is drawing nearer by every second. And Raila Odinga is reporting that he is under intense pressure to abandon his course for the mass action that is scheduled to take place on that day. If you check the Star, the headline there is, "I am under pressure to call off demo." But there is something that he adds just under that title, that critics call him suicide bomber, but Odinga says he won't back down. It was really expected, because this is not the first time we see both international and local efforts trying to twist Raila when he is on a big cause. The last time he wanted to organize for a parallel Jamhuri Day celebration in Jacaranda, he was invited to Washington, D.C. to give William Samoei Ruto a room to preside over that national function, and he went. But seems like their relationship with the international community has gone sour, and they're wondering what they're going to do. The position that they used to manipulate him on has already been relinquished, so he's no longer the AU High Representative for Infrastructure. But Raila has given them his position that he is not going to abandon this course. He won't back down. If you read comments on the social media, if you talk to people around, you will realize that the course that Raila is pursuing is no longer his own cause. Because many people are saying that even if Raila decides to abandon this cause, if he decides to chicken out, then the masses will still go. You see, when the people had already given up, there were a group of people who had decided that now that Raila Odinga did not win the last election, despite the fact that he had the deep state, then they said they will not vote again. They did not want to hear anything to do with politics. Then came the whistleblower. Then came all these facts that Raila believes that he won by 8 million votes against William Ruto's 5 million votes. And then they gathered courage, and Raila gave people hopes. To date, as we speak, Raila himself has given himself a lot of pressure. He has boxed himself into a corner, because even if he wanted to leave this, the people have decided, because people are very hungry. Life has become so difficult for them. They only needed someone to give them a shoulder to lean on, and Raila came. He cannot abandon this cause. It is too late for them now. Raila Odinga wants to prove a point. Many a times people have said that Raila is a coward, that when he's about to reach the promised land, he makes a U-turn, because they tell him he is a statesman. They tell him that he always stands up to be counted. In 2007, William Ruto himself, then working with him in ODM, claimed that Raila had won and that he abandoned his prize when he was about to take it, because sources indicate that the former president, Mwai Kibaki, had given up, and that the pressure of the masses, rioting and burning tires and people killing each other, was so much on him that he said he could not take it on. But the people around him coerced, cajoled, and compelled him to stay on course. And that was the beginning of the enmity between Raila Odinga and William Samoei Ruto. Because those who know Ruto said that William Ruto just wanted an opportunity like that. William Ruto had really longed for an opportunity where people would vote for him. the way they voted for Raila. And they say that he would not care whether people were rioting from morning to evening, as long as he knew that the people were with him. So Raila does not want to be called a coward again. In 2017, Miguna reiterates the same thing. Miguna says that when it was crystal clear that Raila had won the elections, he chickened out at the very last minute, because Miguna had indicated that Raila was to go full swing to take his prize because he had won. So Raila does not want people to call him a coward again. If you have seen the messages that Raila is being given, there was only one question he was being asked. What is the end game? Are you going to take people to the street, then make a U-turn when the damage is done? Because many people are arguing that sometimes he takes people to the street, about 200 or 1,000 people are killed, then he says that now that people are dying, let us abandon this cause. While others argue that you either decide that you don't go to the streets, or you decide that you are going to the streets no matter what it takes. If people die, let them die, but let us go to the fullest length so that we achieve what we want. There are people whose hopes were disillusioned. They woke up very early in the morning, voted for Raila. Then there are those who have voted for him since, let me say, since 97, 2007, 2013, 2017, 2022. And so they had said no. Now that Raila came up with a glimmer of hope, Raila is the one who resuscitated their hopes. They are telling Raila that you have woken us up where we were sleeping. Now we have to go together. In fact, the interpretation of mass action, according to the masses who follow Raila, is not the interpretation of mass action according to Raila himself. Because the indications show that Raila would want a peaceful demonstration where he's reminding the government to ensure that they open the server, to ensure that they abandon the process of recruiting the IEBC commissioners, to ensure that the cost of living comes down. But the interpretation of the young man and lady who follows Raila Amolo Odinga is that they are going to State House on Monday. That is what they want. All over, if you talk to them, if you listen to the sentiments, they believe that on Monday they are going to reclaim their victory. They are going to reclaim their stolen victory. They don't want to hear anything beyond that. They want to go to State House. And even on this channel, there are people who do not want to hear anything. If I try saying that maybe there are consequences when people go to State House, they say we better meet the consequences and put this to an end. If people die, let them die. That is what they are saying. But I'm thinking that if I were in Raila's shoes, what would I do? Being a Raila now is the most difficult thing to do, because there are people who are now saying that this guy is now taking our children to the streets. And Raila knows very well that history has proved that when people try to eject a sitting president, they have always succeeded, but at a cost. There will be blood flowing, but history shows that when the people are charged, there isn't any administration that has never remained stable when the people are charged to go and eject them from their offices. So that is something that Raila Odinga is really wary of. The other thing is that if Raila abandons this cause, there will be bigger mess. There will be a bigger mess, electoral injustice, and even economic mess. Because as it is, Raila has cornered this administration, reminding the nation that these are the guys who promised that they will lower the cost of living down immediately. They take oath of office, but right now it is like they don't even know what to do with the economy. They don't understand themselves. They wake up and they keep on promising. When Raila told them, we want you to reduce the cost of unga and gas and electricity. William Ruto came and told us that in July there will be a gas that will cost 300 shillings, knowing very well that he's lying. Just the other day, the cost of fuel went up again. So if Raila abandons this course, then it means that life will continue to be very difficult. No one will talk to us, and the administration shall have known that now that Raila is not in the picture, now that we have pocketed him, then we can do whatever we want and nothing will happen. Raila is also looking at 2027. I've got a strong feeling that Martha Karua, Kalonzo Musyoka, Oparanya, and the whole of the Azimio leadership are preparing, and Raila wants to hand over the Azimio leadership into their hands. And that is the reason why Raila is going around. So that should anything happen, all the following that was behind him, plus those who follow Kalonzo and Martha and all those people, are galvanized together so that they don't lose that support. If he chickens out today, William Ruto will do whatever he wants, because already you can see what is going on within the IEBC. The Cherera 4 are gone, and Chebukati and the other two have retired because their terms ended, their tenure ended. So William Ruto wants to ensure that he has a team that will never be divided like the one that we had during the last elections. If Raila abandons this, then he will have a free hand to do whatever he wants. Every government all over the world only listens to pressure when people go to the streets. I don't know what is going to happen, because the pressure is so much intense. Under such circumstances, you will see the ambassadors, the ambassador of US, Meg Whitman, the UK High Commissioner, Jen Marriott, and a host of other NATO officials will visit Raila, will be calling him, and so Raila is under a lot of pressure. But he has said that he is not backing down. I don't know why the Star is saying that the course is suicidal, because they say critics call him a suicide bomber, but Odinga says he won't back down. Maybe they think that even Raila himself can be arrested or be killed, because I remember in his last farewell when he was in Migori, Raila likened himself to a certain old granny who wanted to help her community when there were a lot of calamities within the community, and she decided to go and be sacrificed so that the calamities that were befalling their community would stop. So Raila said that he is the one, if need be, that is going to be sacrificed so that his blood will cleanse Kenya. His blood will bring justice, both economic justice, electoral justice. His blood will ensure that moving forward, life will be easy. It was a very emotional speech. It is like he told them, I'm going for this, like a soldier going for a battle. I might be back or not, but know that I'm going for it. So Raila is ready for it. Of course, Raila has seen it all. He's been detained. He was there during the second liberation when they fought the Nyayo era, and they got multi-partism. So ladies and gentlemen, Raila Odinga is facing this, and he says he's ready for it. I'm just wondering where Mama Ida is, or his children, or the grandchildren. How do they feel? I know they have lived with Raila and they know he's a freedom fighter, but when you are facing a situation such as this, it's not very easy. So we just wait and see what will happen. I know it's not easy. There's a lot of pressure, and even Ruto himself, you've seen him trying even to send the clergy. Raila rejected them. Things are really very precarious, but we hope for the best. That is my take.